Craig, you were off yesterday by looking at your expletive-laden tweets, suggesting you're watching this game. And
well, the first thing that came to mind was pretty much the same as you guys, was Arteta's comments from 5 or 6 weeks ago about changing the goalkeeper when he felt the time was right. And I was thinking, you know, he's not going to do it, is he? Is he going to do it? But I think here he's just completely burying this problem, which you can do when they're winning.
Yep.
But you can't continue to come back. Maybe you can, but I think it's unlikely. In tight games, giving up 3 goals against, you know, one of the weaker teams in the Premier League and relying on a last-minute, last-ditch winner. It's not going to get you to the league title. Some might say it's league title winning shows the courage of potential title winners, but I would look more, we're talking about the problem that is the goalkeeper that's not going away. It's not a one-off. He was brought in to be better with his feet. I've not really seen that. The stats, laugh, the stats would say he was saving more shots than Aaron Ramsdale.
Right.
Nonsense. He's even struggling in that department now, and he's got absolutely no command of his area. Physically, no stature, no command of his penalty box, which gives the heebie-jeebies to centre-halves, because now all of a sudden you're dropping off a bit deeper thinking, I'm going to have to head this. I'm going to have to win this in my 6-yard box because this goalkeeper can't come out and command it.
What will it
That's
take
a huge
to
problem.
change his mind, do you think?
I think maybe, honestly, I think if he has another day like this and they lose, I think he might have to change his mind.
Really?
See the. We all know these things. I think I talked about if there's anything that Mikel Arteta will live to regret about this season, if he's hoping this is the season he actually achieves something, actually get something, win the Premier League, if we talk about it. If there's anything he's going to regret is the way he's handling these goalkeepers, because it's crazy. Of course, the stats were on Raya's side when it happened, but Raya had not faced the team that plays so many games, and the team that plays that amount of a high line the way Arsenal do. He was playing in a Brentford, which 90% of that team are defending and they try to hit people on the counter-attack. Now he is in a team that plays a high line where he's now supposed to show what he's capable of doing, and he's failing. Now this is causing the defense of Arsenal to rethink their plan, to rethink how they attack the games, because now they have to come back and play like they're defending it. They're no longer, they're living that idea of a high line because they're afraid of the mistakes that the goalkeeper would make. And he has no any command over his post. It's like he cannot command what he's doing at that place. And for me, I feel like that's where exactly Arsenal are going to get it wrong. I feel like the goalkeeper issue, it will be the end of Mikel Arteta. Like I told you with Eric Ten Hag that the Onana Daguerre decision is the end of him. That's the same thing that is going to happen with the Onana, with the Raya, because as much as Raya was good at Brighton, at the Brentford, he is facing now ×2 what he was facing, and what's happening? The goals he's scoring, any normal goalkeeper can save them, but he is making a mess of it. And now we know that he's not good as Aaron Ramsdale, but the problem is this. He's not giving Ramsdale the chance. And I'm feeling and I'm believing that I don't think Ramsdale is still even interested in playing for this manager. Anyway, let's hear what the ESPN guys have to say as we continue.
Problem is, though, if Arteta plays Raya in the next Premier League game...
Which is against Aston Villa, by the way.
You know, we've been talking about how good...
Oh, he'll play him, Stevie.
We've been talking about how good a soldier Ramsdale's been. But that can only last for so long. Right. And I think you saw with the thing with his dad. His dad's only repeating what he's feeling.
But he's not going to drop Raya, is he, for this game?
Well, and see, and this is where it's going to make it even worse, because if he doesn't drop Raya after throwing 2 in, he 100%, if he hasn't already lost Ramsdale, has lost him, right? And what the consequences of that will be, Ramsdale, although he'll come in and train, isn't going to be at his very best. You know, we always talk about competition between players for positions, but when it gets to a situation like this where you as a player know that regardless of what the other guy does, you're not playing, then your commitment drops. And so he's going to be coming in and he's not going to be training at his full, which is going to affect him whenever he does, if he does get a chance.
Right.
Now, the only reason he's going to get a chance is if eventually, if Arteta goes, I can't keep doing this. So now you're going to start a goalkeeper who's not ready for it. So you're just creating problem after problem.
I was watching the show yesterday and I was taking notes.
Well,
I saw listening to Shaq. And,
yes.
You know, and Shaq's right. He wanted 2 number ones, and now he's got 2 goalkeepers that have lost their confidence. One who knows he's not the manager's favourite, and the other one, regardless of what you say, who's making a lot of mistakes. It was there was the bad. I can't remember them all, but the bigger ones was in Lens. The Man City game, which was the big game of the season, they won, but that was despite him, not because of him. If you think back to playing the ball out from the back and also flapping at the crosses that he flapped at, which was similar to the goal he gave away, one of the goals he gave away against Luton. So you've now got 2 guys that were... Raya at Brentford was excellent, and Ramsdale at Arsenal was excellent. Now the 2 of them are both got so many doubts in their mind, I have no idea what this... And it's all, by the way, you talked about it yesterday, it is all the doing of one man, the manager.
That you cannot even disagree with that, because one thing that happens whenever a player is being signed, wherever a player is being signed by a team, a player wants to believe that the goalkeeper believes in the manager believes in him. That is not just buying him because he's being forced to buy me, but he believes in me and my abilities. So I'm gonna do, if I'm not gonna do the best for the team, at least I want to show to this man that this is what I'm capable of doing. And Stephen Nico is making some sense with what he's saying, because if he continues doing this, we can all see, it's all written in the silver platter that Raya is the worst goalkeeper at the moment with this. And if he continues doing what he's doing, if he has not already lost him, he's losing Aaron Ramsdale. And if he is losing Aaron Ramsdale, it's going to be a peak for him. Because Raya looks like he's in his own world, in his own planet. He's struggling with the pressure that the being in a big team comes with. And I'm telling you, all these things will play out, and all is because of one man. Mikel Arteta created this chaos, and this chaos now we are seeing that it's already building some seeds of us knowing that this will have an impact in the long run with the main team. And now the question is that, can there be anything that is produced at the end of the game? Because this is going to affect us now as they go forward. This will affect us now if they want to achieve anything. And unless it's called off, it's very, very important that we have to understand that this was all he's doing. He would die by his sword, like what Erik ten Hag is doing, what he did with Onana. I don't know. I'm just telling you the truth as it is, but it's very important, especially goalkeeping position. You can't have 2 goalkeepers. It never works. Raya was doing good at Brentford. Very good, because he was playing on a team that is behind. While Aaron Ramsdale was playing on a high line, yes, he made some few mistakes, but he was good at it. Raya has already made ×2 the mistakes that Ramsdale made last season in an entire match. That tells you the difference already. So these are 2 goalkeepers who their heads are gone. The other one is lost faith in the manager, and the other one is cannot cope with the pressure. And it's all the doings of one man. It's all Mikel Arteta. And if there's anything that is going to destroy Mikel Arteta, it's because of these decisions. Let me know in the comment section.
There's one thing that may come to Arteta's saving here with Aaron Ramsdale, and that it's Euros next summer. And Ramsdale wants to play and play well to get himself or keep himself in the England squad, because right now he's seen that slip away. But to Stevie's point, listen, I'll speak personally. If it were me, I've checked out.
Right.
You know, I'll play. I'm trying to play well to get myself in the England squad, but I'm not. It's in spite of the manager as opposed to for it. But I said this some weeks ago. I feel that Arteta has boxed himself into a corner with how he managed that, bringing Raya in over Ramsdale, that now he has to continue to show faith with him. And then to your question, I think Arteta only changes his mind, only drops Raya if you have 2 or 3 games in a row like this.
Okay.
Whether they cost him or not, but if these kinds of errors keep happening with some consistency, as I say, over 3 games, then he has absolutely no choice. But other than that, he has to continue to back his man because of how...
So do you sit and... If you're Ramsdale, shout, right? Do you sit and think, right, It's going to happen at some point. I'm back in. Or
I'm leaving in January.
January, do you...
If I'm leaving in
Are
January.
you already into that manager's
Yes, I am.
training? I'm saying, listen, you know, you dropped me after the way I performed
Yep.
last... You could argue Arsenal were in the position they were in for the bulk of the season.
Yep.
Big part of it was down to him. Some of
Yep.
the say, and that's not that he never made any mistakes.
I think that there's a lot at play, certainly mentally for Aaron Ramsdale. And as much as, yes, by the end of the season wasn't as good as he had been for the previous season and a half, he did an article in the summer where he spoke about his wife having a miscarriage earlier in January, I think in January of last year. If that doesn't play on you mentally, and if the response of the club is then to leave you out, to bring another goalkeeper in, again, you are switched off. You have absolutely no loyalty to this manager, given those circumstances. As footballers, we deal with a lot off the pitch that we aren't allowed to talk about. And if that is how the response you get, I'm sorry, I'm switching off. If I'm Aaron Ramsdale, I've already said to my agent, if I don't play every game between now and January 1st, I'm gone. Let the manager, let the club know that's my stand. That's my stand right now. So while Mikel Arteta may come out and say, listen, I have two number ones, Aaron Ramsdale is still a number one, I still view, however he wants to kind of polish this, if my client does not play every single game between now and January, and through January, we moving.
I like Agent Shaka.
Yeah, I'm
Don't mess.
You got a second job on the go.
The thing that we just have to talk about here, because whether we like it or not, Aaron Ramsdale is a good goalkeeper. He has proven it before and he has done it. Here's the reason why Arsenal actually were not embarrassed at Anfield. If you remember how many chances he had to save. Now we have this Raya who cannot cope with the pressure of the Premier League. Liverpool is just one game away from Arsenal, or 1 or 2 games away. It's gonna be crazy, yo. I'm telling you, it's gonna be crazy. We are gonna see exactly what Arteta is made of. We are gonna see exactly what Arsenal is made of. And it's all because of his decisions. And this will come back to bite him. I'm telling you for sure, this will come back to bite him. But like you see, this guy, we all know it's clear. It was well documented. He lost his child with his wife, everything that happened. And the best thing that the club gives him back is to actually drop him. And I feel like that is harsh to any player who ever does football. And worse to a goalkeeper. Rather than to stand with him and put your hand like on his shoulder, you throw him away. And that's exactly what Mikel Arteta did to Aaron Ramsdale. Now we are at this point. Things are all upside down and it looks like he's moving away from him. So I'm telling you, either he's leaving, which is true, I feel like he's going to leave us now, or this guy is going to have one of the worst games in field like we are expecting to see. I'm talking about Raya. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Maybe I'm being too reactionary. I do that sometimes. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think of Raya and Ramsdale's situation? I'm out. Subscribe to The Connect.